This is an iMac, late 2012, and it's got a bad hard drive in it. It boots up into the operating system, but it doesn't work great. It has pinwheels and slow responses, and sometimes it works great, sometimes it doesn't. But I did a quick check on it, and it does have some aspects of it that are failing. Read-write sectors are going bad. So a lot of red, a lot of yellow warnings, bad failings. So let's open this guy up and change out that hard drive and see what we got.
Alright, so I use the iMac opening tool that is essentially a pizza cutter to separate the glass from the back frame. I just run it across the edges here in this small groove and cut the adhesive. And once the adhesive is cut, I slowly lift up on the display to remove the two cables that connect the logic board to the display. And then after I do that, I can lift the display up to a 90-degree angle. And then I can finish cutting the rest of the adhesive with the pizza cutter or another tool so I can finish taking the glass off the frame. I give the sucker a bit of a dusting with compressed air. Make sure it's all cleaned up and the fan's all cleaned out. And then I start removing the left speaker by taking off the two screws there. And then I have to go in here with a spudger and remove the cable that connects the speaker to the logic board.
Yeah.
And then move over to the left side and remove the cable that connects the power button to the logic board, which is super small and very hard to remove. And after I deroute the cable, I slowly pull the speaker out and pull it out of the frame. Next I start unscrewing the hard drive from the frame and pulling the SATA cable from the top of it. And out it comes. And here's the bad hard drive, and here's the good hard drive that I purchased on Amazon. And we get the hardware swapped over from the old drive to the new drive so we can put the new drive back in the case.
So I managed to get the clone process working. It's was a bit tedious. It took a while for Macro Reflect to detect the Apple drive, but it's going now. I've got such a wild setup here. That Apple drive is making a whole bunch of weird noises. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but like it's... So I'm not too sure what's going on there, but hopefully the clone finishes. It looks like it's working okay. There is an error here saying the destination disk has not been found, but let's hope that it goes through. So far, it's doing something. If this fails, then I'm just gonna put the drive in the Apple iMac, and just try to restore the disk somehow there. Okay, so I'm getting error 9, clone failure. So I just think the drive is not able to writing and reading properly because of how faulty it is. So we're just gonna throw this drive back in that computer and hope everything works out.
And since the cloning process failed, I'm going to try and put the new drive with the bad clone into the machine to see if it'll boot up. Probably won't, but we'll see. And I slowly start to peel away the old adhesive, which some of it comes off easy and super satisfying, but some of it can be a bit of a pain, so I have to use a spudger to get it off. Satisfying. And after cleaning all the adhesive off the frame and off the glass, I start to apply the new adhesive strips. Applying these strips takes patience and care, so take your time. And after I finish applying the strips, I double check the hard drive to make sure it's secure and everything else is in the right place, and we start putting the speaker back in. Once the speaker is screwed back in, we plug in all the connectors that we unplugged before, make sure they're all secure, and put the glass back in. Now I don't have footage of me putting the glass back in, because I wanted to try something and test it before I secured the glass, but the adhesive strips were starting to take and stick, and I had to get going. So this is the original footage of me taking it apart, just played backwards.
And now we have a flashing file folder with a question mark on it, which tells me that we probably can't find a file system because of the failed clone. So I want to refresh this puppy from scratch.
And there we go. New hard drive installed. It's now booting into it. It did take me a while to get to this point because it uploaded the original Mac OS 10, which was Line or something like that, to the system, and I had to go through a bunch of stuff to get it to this point. But it's got the latest operating system for this model, which isn't the latest, but as much as this machine will support, and it works. Everything works great. Safari works. I have no idea how to use this thing, but everything works, and it works pretty good. It's been pretty quick, and all the the drive tests and everything show that everything is in order, all green down across the board. So, what to do with it now? But it works.